Welcome to Let's Save on a Teacher's Salary. My name is Asana and I've been permanently employed in the Eastern Cape since May 2023 at the age of 34, going on 35, and now I am 36. I want to do something for people who want to get started on saving and paying off their debt and following the Dave Ramsey steps. And I thought, okay, what can we do? What can I do? How can I contribute? I wanna help. And I thought, okay, so I'm going to do something here where I'm going to just throw this in. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot tell you what to do with your money, but everybody needs a little hand somewhere and somehow. So I thought I'll share this again and then add something to it. So when I wanted to figure out how to save, I didn't start by thinking I'm going to save 10,000 Rand. That was too much, which is why even the baby steps starts with $1,000, because $1,000 is a lower money. So for me, what I did was I looked at the last week of the month and I said, I want to be able to have money for bread that week. That way I don't have to borrow money from people. And so I wanted to make sure. So what I would do is I was trying to make sure that I'm stretching my money to fit for the last week as well. So I can't just spend my money on the first, second, third week and not have money on the last week before I get paid. So what I did was I tried to put away like 20 Rand for bread. And when I did it, the first month I was able to do it, it was amazing. I didn't even end up buying the bread because I was like, I'm going to eat just rice and whatever's left over soup, put soup together, because I'm going to hold on to this money till the very day of payday, which I did. And then after that, I said, okay, now that I know I do this every month and I make sure that I have this 20 Rand, I then went a step further and said, I want to make sure that my transport money is enough. It's so enough that even on payday, I don't have to pass by the ATM and withdraw money. So these are things that I should have known right from the beginning, but they were not things I was good at. So these were the little things that I worked on for myself. So where can you start? You can start there. You can start by saying, okay, no more borrowing money at the end of the month. I'm going to figure out on when I get my money, I'm going to figure out how to make sure that this money lasts me till the very last day. And then next month you can say, okay, now I want to make sure that on the payday, I still have money for transport. I don't have to go and withdraw money, because we are going to a system where now we want to get to a point where we are not going to be payday millionaires. And that is the war, fighting being payday millionaires. You're going to see, if you're addicted to being a payday millionaire, you are going to find it very difficult to fight the edge to go and spend your income on the payday. So what do you do? So if you're not the kind of people who still need to figure out how to make the money last till the last day, if you're still those people, then I suggest that you just figure out how to not borrow money for bread on the last day from your income. You can't be earning 20,000 Rand, 28,000, 30,000 Rand, and on 2 days before payday, you're borrowing money to eat. It is not the way to live. You can't be spending years and years of your life. Imagine being in your early 40s, your late 40s, and that is how you live. You can't live like that. Don't do that to yourself. So guess what? Figure out how to make this money that you have take care of you. Cut down some luxuries from the beginning of the month and spend that money at the end of the month instead. That's why we need to fight being payday millionaires. Payday millionaire is on the day that you get paid, you're rich. You buy everything, your groceries, you pay this, you pay that, you buy clothes, you do that. 5 days after your payday, the money is gone. You're broke. That cannot be you. You're not on crack. I mean, you should leave that stuff for people who are on crack. Right? So we are going to take a step back, and the best thing to do when you feel like it's too much, you breathe. Okay, now how do we fight being payday millionaires? You start by making sure that you, at the beginning of the beginning of the month, when you get paid, you allocate. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. Like I said, I started with 20 Rand. I was like, bread. I like Albany bread. I wanted to buy a bread that was not fancy but not cheap, because I wanted it to feel like I'm achieving something when I have that money. So I saved $20 for Albany bread, and I did that. And I attained that eventually. I had to do it over 2 months because the first month it just didn't happen. Didn't happen. Okay, so then afterwards I was like, the focus is now going to be on my transport. Let there be no moment where it's 2 days or a day before my or on the day of my payday, I'm either borrowing money or I'm eagerly needing to go to the ATM to get the money so that I can go to work for this month. So I was like, no, none of that. And then I was like, okay, when I get paid, the first thing I do is I shift this money. I said, that day I need 30 bucks for transport and I need 20 bucks for bread to make sure. Okay, then I put it away. See, it was just 50 bucks. Eventually, I started saving like 500 rand, and all this money I was saving it to survive a whole month. Eventually, I ended up saving money for my food for the following month, and I would be like, okay, I can buy my food without waiting for payday now. Those were little steps that helped me, because trying to get on the baby steps was so hard to be like consistent and save. That was very difficult for me, and so I needed baby steps before the baby steps. So for the people who can do that, the people say, no, I manage. I don't need to go withdraw on payday to go to work, but after work I'm rushing to the shops. So that's where we now fighting payday millionaire by doing grown-up stuff. On payday, make sure that you get ready for work like you did the day before payday. You go to work on time. Even if you were not on time the day before payday, this is the day where you need to be on time, because you need to be on responsible mentality. You're not doing it for your boss. You're not doing it for accolades. You're doing it for you. You're doing it for your brain. You're doing it for your psychologically in reinventing yourself financially. So you go on time to work. And when you're at work, you work. You actually focus on work. You don't let the noise of your colleagues being too excited about payday affect you. And you focus. You're not working hard so that your employer can see you working hard on payday. You're doing it because you're conditioning your brain to not, you're distracting your brain to not want to rush off to the shops. So if you knock off at 4, I knock off at 2:30 from Monday to Thursday, but I leave work at 5 because of extra classes. I should never have been a high school teacher. So if you knock off at 4, most people get off at 4, right? So if you knock off at 4, make sure you don't leave even a minute before you work. You wait for the clock to go strike 4 o'clock, and then you go. Now, the nice thing about us being in the rural areas at that time, it's not really, you don't really care for going to the shops, Soon, some shops will be closed very soon. So people who live in the cities, their shops be open till like 9. That's what the city is, a big fat temptation. So, but you gotta control yourself, Those people with the shops, they know you're trying hard to control yourself, so they need to do things to attract you to come and spend your money on them. Remember, you're just making other people rich. You think you're buying all these nice things and you're looking rich, sure, but what you're actually doing, the outcome of that is you're making other people rich. So we're making you financially comfortable by not rushing to the shops on your payday. Let the money sit there. Go to sleep. Wake up the following day. Look at your bank balance. How does it feel to go through a payday and wake up a day later and still have that balance? Guess what? If you go on the Dave Ramsey steps and you do the baby steps, you get to baby step number 3, payday is no longer a thing for you. You buy your groceries when you want them, not when your employer pays you. I don't remember the last time I had to go to the shops on payday. That was a long time ago. That was when I started the baby steps. Now I buy my groceries on day before payday, a week before payday. Doesn't matter. Whenever I have time, because I fought the temptations and the conditionings of being a payday millionaire. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. If you struggle to even have money and you find yourself borrowing money at the end of the month to survive the last 2 days of the month, and even have to borrow money or have to go rush to the ATM in the mornings so that you can go to work, then for you, you have the pre-baby steps where you need to work on making sure that the day you get paid, you allocate money on the side, and that money is for the last 2 days, and it's for transport for the day you go, for the first day, for the payday, right? That way you don't have to borrow money from anybody. Try really hard not to spend that money. What you need to do is look week by week, take it week by week. If you fail and you cannot make it, you breathe. I don't know many people who've never failed a test, by the way. Even the geniuses, some of them have actually been like, oh, well, I've once had a test where I failed it. So if you fail, guess what? You've got the next month to try again. Like I said, when I was trying to save that 20 bucks for bread so that I can have bread at the end of the week and not have to be like, I have no food and it's the day before payday. I tried to put away the money for that bread. I couldn't do it the first month. I only mastered it the second time. So if it takes you to the third time, fourth time, trust me, when you get over it and you do it, because you're not on crack, you're going to crack it at some point, it is amazing. That is your step to the baby steps. But if you can do that already, then your next step is to fight being a payday millionaire. So what you do is you wake up on payday, you see your salary. Don't ignore it. Don't be like, oh, don't ignore it, because here we're not trying to ignore what we have. The point is to know, be in a way of your money. What the hell? If you don't know how much you have, then you cannot manage your money. So we're not going to do that. We're not doing that. So you're going to see it and you're going to be like, okay, fine. You're going to breathe. And then you're going to get up, get ready to go to work. And you're going to go to work on time. And when you're at work, you're going to work. Okay, this is going to be the day you are very productive. Okay, you're going to work. You're not doing it for your employer. You're not doing it for your colleagues to think that you're so hardworking. Whatever they say, it doesn't matter. They don't know what you're doing. Okay. People don't understand the baby steps anyway. And then you are going to make sure that you can let people skip work and do all that stuff, because you are on a mission. You're on a mission to one day never have to skip work because you're rushing to go and be a payday millionaire. Okay, we're trying to stop being payday millionaires. Payday millionaire, just in case you forgot, a payday millionaire is somebody who waits for the money to come in, and then they feel like they've won a lotto and they go and spend their income on the first day of the first day of the month, and then 5 days later it's like they never even got paid. That's a payday millionaire. So what you're going to do is you're going to wait till the end of the day, and when you clock off, then you go home. You can pass by and buy bread. It's not, we're not trying to starve ourselves, okay? It's not like you can't pass by and buy something important. Remember, we're not really being spending conscious this month. That's why I want to say it now, because I know payday starts on the 15th, right? So I want you to stew and think about this. So you're not really going to be very conscious. If you're able to be conscious, then fine. And watch yourself for how much you're spending, it's fine. But what we're doing is we're not even changing our spending habits. We're just still working with the mindset, trying to help the mind to get into the game. Go to work. Go there on time. Work. Don't mind the noise. Let them skip work and do everything else. You know what you're trying to survive that day, because you're not a child. You're not 12, by the way. You can do this. And if you fail to do this month, forgive yourself and watch yourself, and then be like, okay, let's try again next month on payday, right? So why do I always talk before I say, okay, before you clock off, wait for time to clock off. Don't go home early. Going home early, you're going to ask yourself, how much is it going to cost you to go home early? Because you're going to pass at the shops, you're going to have too much time to do shopping. But if you wait till your end of your work, then you won't have too much time for shopping. All the time you'll have is to just go home. So you can pass by the shops and buy bread. You might end up buying a little more. I know when I go to the shop and I'm like, okay, I'm going there to buy body lotion, and I come there with 2 plastic bags and I'm like, where is the body lotion? Forgot the body lotion. It's okay. This is not the month for that. This is not the month for being careful. This is the month for telling the brain that we're trying to not be payday millionaires. Okay, I'm going to leave it here so that we don't overwhelm ourselves. Bye.